Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Say Your Prayers. And this is a new dark comedy from writer-director Michell. Also wrote this film with Jamie Fraser, and this film is about two brothers who had been orphaned and are now radical Christian hitmen. And under the instructions of the priest who raised them, has them going after Professor Huxley, who is an atheist writer. And the film opens, you have Harry Melling, who... How popular is he right now? Popping up in so many different things, all over the place. Dudley, from Harry Potter, is the most consistent working actor out of all of the kids from Harry Potter. Weird. But Harry Melling, he is this little awkward, little naive guy, and he sits down next to this other man, looking over this beautiful shot of this small town, and all of a sudden, whoosh, these rosary beads come around and strangle him. And it's Melling's brother, played by Tom Brooke, who these two work really well together because Melling is very hesitant and tentative and kind and misguided. Tom Brooke's character, Vic, is very angry and everything's boiling underneath. He beats up a guy for using the Lord's name in vain at a bar. And the thing is, they find out this man they get killed is not the author. So now they're stuck in this town trying to wait it out until the end of this book festival to try to find Professor Huxley, who's performed perfectly by Roger Allam, who was like the big media TV host guy from V for Vendetta, and he has this deep voice, and it works so well, and he's a very commanding performer in this, and he's this atheist writer who has fun with Christians, pokes fun at Christians, and I'll get to this in a second, but the bigger idea of this film, there's a lot of ideas that Michelle tries to put into this film about religion, about atheism, and it's very dark. It's darkly funny. I laughed quite a few times. I enjoyed the dark humor. It's also dark in the way that it is shedding a light on religion and the hypocrisy of religion, but also the hypocrisy of atheism, and how by the end you really have this look at the men or people, just happens to be men in this film, that take that authority over these ideals and they don't really live by them. They use them for power. Allam's character, very much that. Father Enoch, played by Derek Jacobi, fantastic, also is very much that. It's all about the power. And this film has a lot to say. And it has a lot of moving parts. Because you have these two young men, you have these two figureheads, you have a young woman who works for Allam, who has this nice little connection with Tim, which is Melling's character, Vinette Robinson, who plays Imelda, and they're sweet, and I enjoyed their interactions, and this film's only an hour and 24 minutes, it's trying to do a lot of things. I think if they were legitimately having like a romantic main focus of this film, I think it would have really worked. It was a charming little thing, and while they were courting each other, I think it worked nicely, and I appreciated their chemistry. But then you also have these two cops, one played by Anna Maxwell Martin, who's chasing after them. So you get the authoritative aspect of it too, and the aggressiveness. You have the small town, everybody knows each other, but you have this force who keeps driving, and in the end, and how this all comes together, the religion, the atheism, the police, everything looks bad. And it's a very bold little film. And it's funny, it's dark, it has some interesting quirks about it. Like, a lot of the score is a group of older men in these red tuxedos singing and doing these all of the a cappella singing throughout the film, and they're in the shots. They keep cutting back to them in the hills singing along, and they pop up in some other places throughout the film. It has a lot of moving pieces. Does it try to take on too much? Yes. Does it have enough time to breathe to let all of this really focus in? Not really. It could have used more expanding, more time to breathe, and more of a focus. But what I love about this film is there's so many great things about it. And it makes me want to see more of what Michelle does in the future. But for this, the cast is great. From Melling to Brooke to Jacoby to Alum to Robinson to Martin, everybody is pulling their weight. And I was quite enamored by this film. I enjoyed this quite a bit. And I would definitely watch it again. And I really enjoyed it. And it surely swings for the fences and hits a lot of the points that it wants to, and leaves you on a very poignant little ending, which I would never dare spoil here. So go check out Say Your Prayers. But those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think. Let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland Reviewer.